Now, for those of you out in the real world who don't understand redundant data retrieval, God, that's gross. Now, for those out there in the world who don't understand redundant data retrieval, I'm going to give you a real-world example of how it works. Let's say this is your important data. Your music files, all of your music. Now, for those of you out there who don't understand redundant data retrieval, I'm going to try and give you a real-world example here. Let's say that this is your important data. Your music that you've collected over the years, your photos of your family, your documents, all those things you don't want to lose. So what do? Well, the first thing you do is you store it in the cloud, which is over there. So now I'm going to take all my important data and I'm going to store it in the cloud. Now I want my data back. Well, if I have one source, my data may come back, but if that source happens to get tired and maybe you want to lay down, maybe stop and go pee, then my data won't make it back. What we have going on right now, off camera, is my two sources of data are fighting over who's going to actually bring my data back to me. Once they determine that, this is what you would call network lag. Once they work this out, then I'll actually get my data back in a redundant fashion. Can I have my data back, please? Bring me my data. Bring me my data. Now, bring it. Now you see here we have a complete failure of one of the sources, but look, the other source brought my data back. That's important. Redundant data retrieval. Can I have my data, please? This is what you would call aggressive redundancy. May I have my data, please? I don't care who actually brings it to me. Just bring me my data. Thank you. Now, one more time. Important documents, music, photos of your family, stored in the cloud, or actually offshore. Okay, go get it. Go get it. Get the frisbee. Zeus, come here. Get the frisbee. Zeus, get the frisbee. Can I have it back? Come on. Your important documents, your music that you've collected over the decades, photos of your family. Thank you. See? Now that's perfect redundancy and data retrieval. And now we have a failure. We have multiple failures. This can happen. Both sources were tired and decided it was time to lay in the shade. One of the sources actually came back, but without my data. And then the other source eventually does bring my data back. Whoops. a while. The brakes get a little rough. What's that?
I don't drive his little car.
I wouldn't either.
I'm afraid I could, get rear-ended.
All it takes is a little fender bender in that thing.
I know it. I tried to explain it to him, but you can't tell him anything. He has his own.
When I come out of my garage, when I see that little thing sitting next to my truck, I just shake my head.
I know. That's another story. I'm really upset about it. I don't want to drive it. And I was to South Carolina to work.
Oh, okay.
Columbia, and then went to Florida to see his mom for a few days. Back to Columbia, and he'll be starting in an hour.
Surprised you didn't take that.
Well, we were both supposed to go, but I've been slow.
Oh, okay.
So, I had some problems, so.
You doing all right?
I've been struggling here.
You doing okay now?
Huh?
You doing okay now?
Yeah, well, it's ulcers. I'm getting
Oh,
some
geez.
medication. So, I'm better.
Yeah, I just went through a bad spell of my blood pressure was just going through the roof,
Was it?
and I just finally got things back under control.
Well,
It's been a lot of blood work and lots of changes in medicine. Getting old sucks.
I've had something like 5 months. Like something that's happened. Like, I don't know. It's been terrible for me.
Guys, hey! Ah!
I'd been swimming at the YMCA outside, the wintertime. And I'd been walking. I was going, even Lewis Skinner, go walking at the garden.
Right.
Just as soon as I did all that, and came down with what's called plantar fasciitis.
You know what? I would not know what that was if it wasn't for there's a movie where one of the guys is a podiatrist, and he mentions that. But yeah, I know it's a very painful thing in your heel, right? Yeah.
Begin with, I can't even walk. It takes about 2 years to get over it.
Oh, geez.
It's horrible. I can, I can move around now, but I can't exercise anymore. But now that I've got the I can't do anything. It's real oriented, which is good for me. All I can do.
Guys, gosh.
Get in the house. Get in the house. Go on down.
They just love running back and forth with the fence.
Yeah, it's good exercise. You got nothing, but you're afraid to bother your neighbors.
Well, yeah, but they've just worn that path. And I've spent all this money on the yard. Now it's just no grass right there. They've just worn it down. That's what two big old shepherds will do. Yeah. Well, they just had baths yesterday. She got her fingernails painted orange for Halloween.
You got a mail?
Yeah, the brother and sister. They'll be here November 9th. Well, thank you. They're huge. He's almost as big as Kaiser was when Kaiser was full size. And shepherds grow till they're about 2 years. So I'm afraid I got a couple of Marmadukes there. And she's already almost 70 pounds, and typical females like full-grown females like 65. So, and I just had the pool closed the other day, and I'm gonna have to get a safety cover like yours, because she loves the pool so much. As soon as they put the cover on it, she was out walking on it. And all of there's white tubes around the edges. She weighs enough, she can pull them off. And she just, there's nothing, no one right there, she dropped. Yeah, well, he doesn't weigh anything. She's big.
I wouldn't walk that.
But I got him coming out to give me a quote on a safety cover next week.
Well,
much. Just when it gets dark, I usually try and keep these two from doing that with them.
No.
But they have fun. Definitely worth it. They, the Rosetas over here have a Ridgeback who comes over for play dates every now and then. And when she comes over, these two, when she leaves, they just go in the house and they're gone. They just sleep. All right, well, thanks.
All right.